Royal Communications Incorporated. Good afternoon and welcome to King's News, Broom 45 Minutes News about Liberia, Africa, and our one world. Today is Wednesday, July 23, 2025, and I'm Shemon Dia presenting. In the headlines, emerging constitutional crisis predated by dozens of Liberians over outgoing and incoming Chief Justice's transition as President Joseph Boakai reportedly prepares to commission Yami Gwesi as Chief Justice of Liberia. Authorities of Ministry of Transport shut down offices in protest of government's 25 years contract awarded amongst company Liberia Transport Management. The transport authorities backed protesting employees and described the contract as total breach of constitutional mandate. And also in the news, dozens of Central Monrovia occupants displaced by government demolition exercise sharply criticized the government to demand urgent resettlement packages for their demolished homes and businesses. Away from home, the Nigerian senator who was suspended after accusing the Senate president of sexual harassment, which he denies, has been refused entry to parliamentary complex. People in a gold mining area in the east of the Democratic Republic of Congo are found using their bare hands and basic tools to free miners trapped on the ground. These plus the news bulletin voices of those making the news at our package will take a short break to be right back. Welcome back at this juncture. We join Sam and Juice with the news bulletin.
The government of Liberia, through the office of the president, has reportedly postponed the commissioning ceremony of recently confirmed Chief Justice Yami Gwesi. Chief Justice Gwesi, age 66, was confirmed by the Liberian Senate on July 17 as Chief Justice. According to sources, the new Chief Justice commissioning was earlier scheduled for Wednesday, July 23rd, despite Justice Yo not officially turning over power. The outgoing Chief Justice has since vowed to hold onto power up to the closing of the Supreme Court in August this year. In a related development, the president of the Liberia National Bar Association, Bonavama, has warned against what he described as looming constitutional crisis into wrong handling of the succession between the outgoing and the incoming Chief Justices of the Supreme Court of Liberia, noting that it could lead to serious legal complications. His caution comes amid public speculation following reports that the incoming Chief Justice is expected to be commissioned by President Boakai before the official retirement of the current Chief Justice on August 15. Councillor Vama underscored that strict adherence to constitutional procedures and judicial tradition is essential to preserving the credibility of the process. The Liberia National Bar Association president outlined three critical constitutional provisions governing the appointment and transition of Supreme Court justices. He cited Article 72B, which mandates retirement age 70 for the Chief Justice and Associate Justices of the Supreme Court. Article 54C grants the President the authority to appoint justices with the consent of the Senate, and Article 68, which requires that no justice may assume office without first taking and subscribing to an official oath. According to Councillor Bonavama, these articles together mean that although the nomination and the Senate confirmation of the new Chief Justice are constitutionally valid, the assumption of the office must only occur after August 15, when the current Chief Justice retirement officially takes effect. Authorities of the Ministry of Transport have termed the 25-year contract awarded to Lebanese company Liberia Traffic Management as a total breach of the ministry constitutional mandate. On Tuesday, the Ministry of Transport shut down offices of the ministry as endorsement of its employees' continuous protest against what they described as controversial contract awarded to Liberia Traffic Management. LTM, a Lebanese firm, has been granted an exclusive control of Liberia's traffic management and road systems for the next 25 years, something dozens of Liberians criticized. The Ministry of Transport, Press, and Public Affairs Director Shadrach Brown, who addressed a press conference Tuesday, called on the government to allow the ministry carry out its constitutional responsibilities. The Ministry of Transport employees who are continuing their protest cited serious national security implications and a major financial imbalance in projected revenues if LTM must be rewarded a contract. During their Syria protest on Monday, they argued that the deal undervalues public revenue by a significant margin and accused the company's owner of having political ties to Hezbollah, a group designated as a terrorist organization by several Western countries. Dozens of occupants of Newport Street in central Monrovia are left displaced as a result of the government's recent massive demolition in the area. Newport and Randa Streets communities, with over 5,361 inhabitants and other areas in central Monrovia, have usually been affected by government demolition, as several structures, including homes and businesses, have been destroyed. Some of the displaced individuals who spoke to Kings FM expressed deep frustration in the government, accusing it of demolishing their homes and businesses without prior notice, to have them properly planned to vacate the area. A local businessman identified as Alfred Saturday said prior to the demolition, the government, through the Ministry of Public Works, marked their structures but did not notify them about the demolition date, stating that they were taken by surprise. Mr. Saturday and others who claim of losing their businesses and properties are demanding the government to resettle them. The president of the African Development Bank, Dr. Akiwumin at the Senate, has urged officials of the Boakai-Kon-led administration to be proactive, demanding urgent performance in accountability and transparency. Speaking during the high-level expanded cabinet meeting and the official launch of Liberia Youth Entrepreneurship Investment Bank at Ellen Johnson's Talib Ministerial Complex in Congotown Tuesday, Dr. Adesina said, "It's over for political grandstanding for public officials." The Nigerian economist and former Minister of Agriculture said, "Liberia must move beyond ceremonial governance to a model that values outcomes over political impression." He criticized what he described as a culture of lip service in government, where promises often outweigh performance. He challenged cabinet minister and top public officials to stop chasing titles and start delivering results for a country still reeling from years of underdevelopment, misgovernance, and youth unemployment. The suspended acting chairman of Liberia Telecommunications Authority, Abdullahi Kamara, has filed a formal motion before Criminal Court C. In his motion, Mr. Kamara requested the court to drop him from a US 3.5 million corruption case, arguing that he was wrongly identified as the chief executive officer of Tama Corporation. Abdullah Kamara legal team claimed that he relinquished the CEO role more than a year ago, and that the current court documents mistakenly list him as Tamar's executive head. They argue that a board resolution dated May 10, 2024 officially named Fabian Levilanet as the company's CEO. Scores of debtors, including present and past officials of government, are reportedly troubled by EcoBank Liberia Limited decision to delinquent creditors. Recently, the bank, through a board resolution, instructed Global Partners Associates Law Office to initiate legal proceedings on delinquent debtors to recover undue and delay loan payments obligations. As a result of the financial institution action, our judicial correspondent said some of the debtors, including present and past officials, as well as lawyers, were seen trooping to EcoBank Liberia Limited Central Office apparently to renegotiate their loan term payments. The intent of those debtors to hurriedly assemble at the bank's central office in Monrovia was to avoid the confiscation of their properties. The bank is expected to begin confiscating delinquent debtors' properties at the time the country is about to observe its 178th Independence Day on Saturday, July 26, in Monrovia. The suspended chief executive officer of the National Oil Company of Liberia, Rostolin Swakoko Dennis, has filed a criminal appearance bond of $255,000 at Criminal Code C to secure her release pending trial. Swakoko Dennis is facing charges including economic sabotage, fraud on internal revenue, misuse and illegal disbursement of public funds, tampering with public records, criminal conspiracy, facilitation, and attempt, as well as violations of the PPCC and PFM laws. She, along with Nokal's financial controller, Richmond Jala, and Edmond Massiquet II, an IT technician at the Ministry of Transport, are placed on a 25-count indictment filed by the grand jury of Maserado County. To secure their release, the defendants were backed by Brighter Day School Incorporated, represented by its principal, Anand Jala, who offered property as collateral. In the indictment filed on July 15, prosecutors alleged that Rostolin Swakoko Dennis and her co-defendants conspired to manipulate the procurement process for the acquisition of a luxury executive vehicle budgeted at 75,000 United States dollars. However, investigators have claimed that the actual market value of the vehicle was significantly lower, raising suspicion of kickbacks and inflicted price schemes. Lofa County Senator Momo Cyrus has donated 500 raincoats and 1,000 reflective jackets to the Liberia National Police to help boost their operation during the rainy season. Speaking during the handover ceremony on Tuesday, Senator Momo Cyrus emphasized his continued commitment to supporting national security institutions, citing his role on key executive boards. He praised the Liberia National Police for what he called their professionalism and announced plans to advocate for increased budgetary support for the institution in the 2026 national budget. Senator Momo Cyrus also revealed his intention to provide additional support to the joint security in Lofa County, including rice and ring gears, ahead of July 26 Independence Day celebration. The Liberian government, in collaboration with the African Development Bank, has officially launched the Youth Entrepreneurship Investment Bank in Liberia. Speaking during the launching ceremony, President Joseph Boakai praised the African Development Bank president, Dr. Aki Womin, at the Senate for the visit. President Boakai also assured the bank's president of full cooperation to ensure the bank go a long way in assisting young people into entrepreneurship in Liberia. The program, which also centered on high-level expanded cabinet meeting, was graced by schools by a cross session of heads of ministries and agencies. And former Public Works Minister Ruth Coker Collins is admonishing Liberian women to remain resilient and steadfast and meet challenges as a means of pursuing their business endeavors. Speaking at the second graduation ceremony of Village Savings and Loan Associations recently in Noan Town, Riverside County, District 2, Madam Collins applauded the efforts of more than 1,000 women who successfully completed the program. The VSLLA, founded in May 2023, is a community-driven initiative aimed at empowering women through access to small-scale financial services to enable them start, grow, and sustain their business. The former Public Works Minister, who is the founder and chief executive officer of the association, praised the graduates for their unwavering commitment and belief in the initiative.
Sam Andrews with the news bulletin. The news bulletin is a regular feature on King's News Broom. A reminder, you listen to King's News Broom, 45 minutes news about Liberia. Africa in Our One World. Stories we follow in this afternoon: emerging constitutional crisis predated by dozens of Liberians over outgoing and incoming Chief Justice's transition, as President Joseph Boakai reportedly prepares to commission Yami Bisi as Chief Justice of Liberia. Authorities of Ministry of Transport shut down offices in protest of government's 25 years contract awarding the money's company, Liberia Transport Management. The transport authorities backed protesting employees and described the contract as total breach of constitutional mandate. Right ahead of us, dozens of Central Morovia occupants displaced by government demolition exercise sharply criticized the government and demand urgent resettlement packages for the demolished homes and businesses. Away from home, a Nigerian senator who was suspended after accusing the Senate president of sexual harassment, which he denies has been refused entry to a parliamentary complex. We'll take a break to be back with Voice of the News. Thanks for being there. The government of Liberia, through the office of the president, has reportedly postponed the commissioning ceremony of recently confirmed Chief Justice Yami Bese. Justice Bese, age 66, was confirmed by the Liberian Senate on July 17 as Chief Justice of the Republic of Liberia. According to sources, the new Chief Justice commissioning was earlier scheduled for today, July 23, despite Justice Xianen Yo not officially turning over power. The outgoing Chief Justice Xianen Yo has since vowed to hold on to power up to the closing of the Supreme Court in August of this year.
Remember, I'll soon be leaving, but I have not left. And be careful if you don't be the one to leave before I do, because I still have that authority to relieve you of your duties. So continue to do what you ought to do, either by the dictates of your office or by the terms of reference of your respective positions within the judiciary. And I would want to say that to you circuit judges and to you magistrates that are in these three circuits that are represented here, Cape Mount, Bomi, and Mapulu. I will want to also tell you that until August or thereabout, I am still the Chief Justice. So work the work that you ought to be doing.
Soon to retire Chief Justice Siaden Yo. At the same time, the president of the Liberia National Bar Association, Bonovama, has warned against what he described as looming constitutional crisis into wrong handling of the succession between the outgoing and incoming chief justices of the Supreme Court, noting that it could lead to serious legal complications. His caution comes amid public speculation following reports that the incoming Chief Justice is expected to be commissioned by President Boakai before the official retirement of the current Chief Justice on August 15. Authorities of the Ministry of Transport have termed the 25 years contract awarded to the money's company Liberia Transport Management as a total breach of the ministry's constitutional mandate. On Tuesday, the Transport Ministry authorities shut down offices of the ministry as endorsement of its employees' continuous protest against what they described as controversial contract awarded to the Liberia Transport Management. LTM, a Lebanese firm, has been granted an exclusive control of Liberia's traffic management and road system for the next 25 years, something dozens of Liberians criticized. Ministry of Transport, Press and Public Affairs Director Shedra Brown has called on the government to allow the ministry carry out its constitutional responsibilities.
The should be given to the Lebanese and let it be attached to Hezbollah. Are you telling us that? We undermine the relationship of America's traditional ally, Israel.
What if government fail to adhere to the constitution?
Well, it is their right. We cannot fight government. And God is government. We are here calling the government to make it.
So the viewers are asking if you are angry because it is a Lebanese country or why?
It's not about being angry. It's about the laws. The Ministry of Transport was founded in 1987 that gave us all of those statutory functions to perform. You cannot go and then craft a concession using the 1972 Police Act. 1972 and 1987, which one is more earlier than that? It's 1987. So that was being devilish, that was being satanic, that was being demonic. To call on the government to make a new term.
Yes. And that's one message on
Again, we call on our people as they are.
Transport Ministry employees who are considering their protest have cited serious national security implications and a major financial imbalance in projected revenues if the LTM must be awarded a contract. During their Syria protest on Monday, they argued that the deal undervalues public revenue by a significant margin and accused the company's owner of having political ties to Hezbollah, a group designated as a terrorist organization by several Western nations.
This did not start from this government. It started from Ellie. Ellie refused to sign it. It went to George Weah. The company that George Weah signed, it did not have our lesson and lesson fit. But somebody dubiously play around the document and infuse the Java lesson and lesson company in this particular version. On the page 12, if you go there now, we have two contradicting documents because one carries one that has that the Java lesson and lesson play were infused in, another one carries the one that does not have it. But here's our point. Government said that 265 employees have go to work. Your jobs are not at stake. But we are saying no to government. We cannot leave our homes and come here. We cannot come from Broadville. We cannot come from Boston. We cannot come from Deesville. And you tell us to just put our hands between our legs and find Zuma and play checker and take salary from government at the end of the month. This is not why we went to school. This is a technical name. I'm an administrator. We are technicians. All these people you see behind us, they have a function. They were trained. And you tell us, government say you on salary. So why are you agitating? We are agitating one because this deal is illegal. You cannot use the 1972 Act to give a concession agreement to a company. If you wanted to use any instrument, you should have used the 86 that would have given the Ministry of Transport the right to sit on the table to be part of the negotiation. But go and look at the agreement. The Ministry of Transport is nowhere part of the agreement. The government of Liberia wrote on the Ministry of Transport, rest in peace. And we are saying the Ministry of Transport is not dead and alive, and we're not going to rest in peace. I just told you, you see here, you see, look, yeah, excuse, see the parking lot, excuse me. You see the parking lot? These are the minister's parking lot. They are not, we are here. We are holding the ground. You remember when Ellie was passing over to George Weah? You remember it was the directors that were asked to hold the ground and the transition took place? We are the ones holding the ground. Our ministers, they are in shambles. It's our hope. The president said, love Liberia, think Liberia, build Liberia. And almost 300 employees are calling on him to stay by that slogan. If you say we should love Liberia, think Liberia, and build Liberia, and 265 of your employees, government, bona fide employees, people that work over 20 years here, wow. Their jobs are being threatened. You talk about you pay people $150. You pay people $110, $125. Then you tell the president, just sit down, I will give you the money. That's not what we want.
Protesting employees of the Ministry of Transport. Earlier, you heard the voice of the Present Public Affairs Director of Ministry of Transport, Shadrach Brown. Dozens of occupants of Nipo Street in Central Monrovia are left displaced as the result of government's recent massive demolition exercise in the area. Nipo and Randall Streets community, with over 5,361 inhabitants, and other areas in Central Monrovia have hugely been affected by government demolition exercise, as several infrastructures or structures, including homes and businesses, have been destroyed. Some of the displaced individuals who spoke to King's FM expressed deep frustration in the government, accusing the government of demolishing their homes and businesses without prior notice to have enabled them properly vacate the area.
To allow us to say, oh, this area is affected, it's part of the alley or whatsoever, then at least give us like maybe 2 months or 1 month or whatsoever, at least to even compensate us to move from the area before they come and do whatever they want to do there. They didn't do that. They just came, they took us unaware. My shop was broken, the whole house that I built, everything was broken. So I'm some kind of way frustrated. Right now, as I speak to you, I don't even have nowhere to go, me and my family.
So
we're not notified by the government. The project came on their own, they just carried out the project, they start busting the area. Right now, my brother, even right now, the money I want to pray from Brown to put in the business here. Right now, I'm on it, Brown, up to $1,000 US. So I don't even know how to pay that money right now. So I'm speaking to you. And the people been running behind me every day. Every day they run it behind me. Yesterday, they even called me off. I couldn't say I don't even have money. I've been to jail for more than 3.
For even they break this place, although they mark it, but they didn't come to notify us. So period will come in to come demolish the place.
Wow.
And the purpose of them demolishing the place, they never disclose it to us. So we're in doubt. So all of a sudden we just see that they on a Saturday, because me they say they swore and this is this, and then they call us, you see standing or they beat us. It's sitting right on the sword. Like some of our own is not on the sword, but it was just near. But this building is sitting right on the sword. So everything was all damaged, even my medication, because the water flow in at that time and I built this thing on the road.
Okay.
The water flow in everybody's houses here, and they lose. Even one man they place with the umbrella, the man had a shop with everything, but the water flow in it damaged everything. So up to this time, nobody has come. The man is repairing a building.
Voices of recently displaced inhabitants of Nimpo Street as a result of government demolition exercise. The president of the African Bank or Development Bank, Dr. Ikinwomin Adesenan, has urged officials of the Bouaka Conle administration to be proactive, demanding urgent performance in accountability and transparency. Speaking during a high-level expanded cabinet meeting and the official launch of the Liberia Youth Entrepreneurship Investment Bank at the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf Ministerial Complex Tuesday, Dr. Adesenan said it's over for political grandstanding for public officials.
Mr. President, when you were elected in 2024 as the 26th President of the Republic of Liberia, you set out a very clear, with a solemn mission. You didn't come to live life. You said that day, and I was in the crowd. Liberia, your mission is to make Liberia a truly bright, shining star, a lone star forever. Yes, Liberia must shine. It must shine for its people. It must shine for its neighbors. It must shine for Africa. It must shine for the entire race with dignity and with honor. It is destined to, and it has a responsibility. Mr. President, you said in your inauguration speech on Liberia that, I quote, we are yet to receive economic progress in ways that reflect the country's potential and promise. But then you continue. I believe our economic conditions can improve when we seize the opportunities we have, and that we will do. Seizing and unlocking these opportunities is what the African Development Bank has been doing in Liberia. And the states and family arms. Development. Put it all over. They were fantastic and good. Since 1967, the African Development Bank has invested over $1.02 billion in Liberia across 72 projects. As of February of 2024, our active portfolio of projects includes 18 projects valued at $397 million, each destined to enhance the quality of life for all Liberians. Just think of the following: in transport, A total of 177 kilometers of road construction were completed under the bank's project in Liberia. This includes 50 kilometer Fishtown Harbour Road project, the 16-kilometer Harbour junction to Cavalania Border Road, the 80-kilometer Carrollton to Fishtown Road, as well as the 22-kilometer Sandy Quay. The Liberian Energy Efficiency and Access Project has resulted in suppressing in roughly 39,792 new connections to the electricity grid, accessing efficient and reliable supply of power.
President of the African Development Bank, Dr. Akiwumi Ade Sani, there speaking. A reminder, you're listening to King's News, Broom 45 Minutes News about Liberia, Africa, and our one word. Stories we follow in emerging constitutional crisis predated by dozens of Liberians over outgoing and incoming Chief Justice's transition, as President Joseph Boakai reportedly prepares to commission Yami Gbese as Chief Justice of Liberia. Authorities of Ministry of Transport shut down offices in protest of government's 25 years contract awarding the money's company, Liberia Transport Management. The transport authorities backed protesting employees and described the contract as total breach of constitutional mandate. Dozens of Central Monrovia occupants displaced by government demolition exercise sharply criticized the government and demand urgent resettlement packages for the demolished homes and businesses. Away from home, a Nigerian senator who was suspended after accusing the Senate president of sexual harassment, which he denies, has been refused entry to the parliamentary complex. People in a gold mining area in the east of the Democratic Republic of Congo are found using their bare hands and basic tools to free miners trapped underground. We'll take a break to continue with more voices. Welcome back and thanks for being there. The government of Liberia, in collaboration with the African Development Bank, has officially launched the Youth Entrepreneurship Investment Bank of Liberia. Speaking during the launching ceremony, President Joseph Boakai praised the African Development Bank President, Dr. Akiwumi Adesina, for the visit. Boakai also assured the bank president his full cooperation to ensure the bank go a long way in assisting young people into entrepreneurship in the country. Lofa County Senator Momon Cyrus has donated 500 raincoats and 1,000 reflective jackets to the Liberia National Police to help bolster the operations during the rainy season. Speaking during the handover ceremony on Tuesday, Senator Cyrus emphasized his continual commitment to supporting national security institutions, citing his role on key executive boards.
We are pleased at this hour as chairperson of the National Security Committee, which comprises of Defense, Intelligence, Security, and Veteran Affairs, to have thought that with the professionalism the Liberian police continue to exhibit out there, I want to commend you first for the hard work. And we think this team is doing extremely well to protect Liberia property, and we are under obligation to support you as chairperson of the Security Committee. Against that background, we don't believe in words. We believe in actions and believe in so. And let me tell you this afternoon on our voice. We will do everything possible at the level of the national legislature to support you through your budgetary allotment come 2026. We know the challenge you faced. We know the tax you have got to execute. All we can do for you is to support you. So, but for my colleague, in order to see how sincere we'll be when we're advocating for you, we decided to take a little step. And we know the rain is raging. And at this point in time, we felt that we want to give you support. And so today we came to donate 1,000 police vests, all reflective. And by extension, sometimes this week, since I'm from Lufa County, we'll be giving the joint security the 300 bags of 25 kg rice to the joint security of Lufa County. And we'll also be giving them 150 rain gear just to support them for the rainy season. That is what we want to do for the 26th for the police and the joint security of the Republic of Liberia. Having said that, Mr. Inspector General, I want to say thanks for the hard work, thanks for the coordinations. I mean, security is a difficult thing. You may not get all the praise, but you can rest assured that the Liberian government through the Senate the chairperson on the security committee, which is your own friend and brother, Momo Saros, will support you and support the Liberian National Police. So at this time, I want to say thank you for the hard work, and we are here to donate the shirt.
Inspector General of Police Colonel Gregory Coleman, who received the donated items, expressed gratitude for the donation, stating that it will enhance officers' visibility and safety, particularly in light of increasing road traffic accidents during the rainy season.
For making this sacrifice for us, I mean, it speaks to the fact that our service is not going unnoticed, that there are people amidst all of the challenges that do appreciate us and what we do for the Liberian people. Apart from being our own chair in the Senate, I think this goes beyond just your role as chairman, but as a Liberian who understands the business very well, who also have been a member of this sector in so many different ways to appreciate what is being done. And what we're receiving today is not because of what Gregory Coleman does, but it's because of each and every one of you and the men and women under your leadership at different levels. It is our hope that it will be used in the best interest of the people to protect lives and property, to also contribute towards our advancement in road safety issues in this country. Honorable Senator, I keep making the call every time that we have an opportunity to speak about this. The biggest killer right now, as far as public safety is concerned, is road traffic accident, not crime. And we are taking on robust means in engaging through education, through enforcement. And the rain has been a challenge for us because we have some of the officers who have got rain gears, and some of them are basically almost interchanging. So this particular support to us, it means a lot. It's a great support in not just covering the police officer for their own health and safety, contributing towards saving the lives of other Liberians. So we want to say thank you. And we want to use this medium also.
Police Inspector General Gregory Coleman. Earlier you heard the voice of Lufa County Senator Momo Saros. Former Public Works Minister Ruth Coker Collins is admonishing Liberian women to remain resilient and stand fast amidst challenges as means of pursuing their business endeavors.
Cycle program for the Village Saving and Loan Association in Niswen City. I want to say a big thank you to my sister, my friend, and Select Gifler, who has stood tirelessly with me to make sure that this dream and vision of ours don't fail. Today, when we're talking about village saving, it's not something that actually originated from me. It's an idea that she brought over to us. That's why every time I travel, I like to travel because she has the history about this village saving. We are currently in another one in Monrovia where we meet as women Wednesday, twice a month. And it's doing extremely well. That's why we have decided to bring it back to our people. It's not because we have it or because we want to show that we got it, but it's because what we thought, what we learned about the village saving is important that we share with our communities. Today, you have listened to all of the testimonies about how people have been lifted, people have been able to pay their children's school fees, women are able to buttress their husbands, women are able to take initiatives. These are the reasons why we have brought this village saving, not to undermine anybody, not to politicize it, not to overlook anybody, but it is the reason why we have come so that women can stand up. Women can stand up. And today, every one of you have demonstrated that women are ready to move forward.
Our team, our motto says, empowering women for better future. Today, I want you to embrace everything today that
Former Public Works Minister Ruth Coker Collins there speaking during the second graduation ceremony of the Village Savings and Loan Association recently in Niswantown, Riverside County. Back to this development now, the Liberian government, in collaboration with the African Development Bank, has officially launched the Youth Entrepreneurship Investment Bank of Liberia. Speaking during the launching ceremony, President Joseph Boakai praised the African Development Bank President Dr. Aki Wome Adesinan for the visit. Boakai also assured the bank president his full cooperation to ensure the bank go a long way in assisting young people into entrepreneurship in the country.
This visit gave us the opportunity to learn from your experience and with have drawn inspiration for your unwavering dedication to Africa's development. You have shown the world that bold ideas, when combined with their vision and determination, can produce extraordinary results. Through your leadership, the African Development Bank has invested in real solutions that touch the lives of everybody. Here in Liberia, the bank's current portfolio is impressive, standing at $408 million United States dollars.
Boakai away from home, a Nigerian senator who was suspended after accusing the Senate president of sexual harassment, which he denies, has been refused entry to the parliamentary complex. Natasha Opoti has linked the 6-month suspension to her accusation, but the Senate leadership said it was because of unruly and disruptive behavior during the legislative session. On Tuesday, her convoy was halted at the outer gate of the National Assembly in Abuja. Continuing on foot, she was stopped by security at the inner gate. And people in a gold mining area in the east of the Democratic Republic of Congo are found using their bare hands to visit tools to free miners trapped on the ground. 6 have been pulled out alive, with 1 seriously injured. Since shaft collapsed in Amora in the early hours of Sunday, local journalists told the BBC. There have been conflicting reports on a death toll. One resident said that 12 bodies had been found, but Barak said no bodies had been recovered. But on that note, that's how we come to the near end of this edition of King's News Broom. But before we leave, a quick reminder of stories we followed in the headlines. The emerging constitutional crisis predated by dozens of Liberians over outgoing and incoming Chief Justice's transition as President Joseph Boakai reportedly prepares to commission Yemi Gbese as Chief Justice of Liberia. Authorities of Ministry of Transport shut down offices in protest of government's 25 years contract awarding the emergency company Liberia Transport Management. The transport authorities backed protesting employees and described the contract as total breach of constitutional mandate. You also heard in the news dozens of Central Monrovia occupants displaced by government demolition exercise sharply criticized the government and demand urgent resettlement packages for their demolished homes and businesses. Away from home, a Nigerian senator who was accused after or was suspended after accusing the Senate president of sexual harassment, which he denies, has been refused entry to the parliamentary complex. People in a mining area in the east of the Democratic Republic of Congo are found using their bare hands and basic tools to free miners trapped on the ground. Many thanks to our reporters, correspondents, and all those who helped in making this edition of King's News from the sources. Sam Andrews brought you the news bulletin. Jenin Pasima sat at control and handled the technical aspect of this edition. On behalf of the team, I'm Shema Dale. I presented. Thanks for listening and watching.